Hello everyone, welcome to Vedic Astrology for the period December 9th to the 22nd, 2021. Join me on this journey as we explore the potential outcomes for the week and the paths that we may have to take. I invite you to visit my website at sedamastrology.com to view your path readings, to request your reports, to look at your Taru spreads, runes, chakras and crystals. This is for my new subscribers or viewers who have no idea of Vedic astrology and how we go about the business of analyzing your Kundali or birth chart. This is just a division of the sky into signs, which is Rashis, Nakshatras, which are the stars, and Padas. The sky is divided into the 12 signs, the zodiac signs, starting from Aries to Pisces or Mesha to Meena. And these Rashis or zodiac signs are all adding up to 360 degrees. They are each 30 degrees. Then we divide each of the 30 degrees into nakshatras, and each nakshatra is 13 degrees 20 minutes. And you would find that some nakshatras are straddling one Rashi, so that the reason for that is because we further divide the nakshatras into padas, or sometimes we say these padas are the seeds of Shiva and Parvati, and this is where we get the 9 padas for each rasi or in the zodiac, and each pada is divided into 3 degrees 20 minutes. So that this is the basic tool that we use when we look at your Kundali or birth chart. We look at the planets posited in the particular rasis, and then we look at the nakshatras they are posited in, and then the padas, so that we get a deep and meaningful predictive technique that compared to other forms of astrology does not really shine like Vedic astrology. So this is just my take on giving you a little description to understand, the terminology and the words that I use during my analysis, and you can take your time and go through this and look at it to understand Vedic astrology at another level. Okay, we've come to the transit of the grahas for the period December 9th to the 22nd, 2021. And as you can see, we have Saturn there with Venus in Capricorn, and they're both in Pushkara Navamsh. Saturn is in Shravana, Venus is in Uttara Ashada. So that you might feel that you can, do anything to gain anything with Venus in Uttara Ashada, since victory is unrivaled or unparalleled. But Saturn is there in Shravana, the heir of the listening star, so that at the end of the day, listen to yourself, listen to your inner demons or angels to guide you on the correct path. Because Capricorn is that sign where Saturn is most comfortable, and Saturn might embed himself in giving you what you want, in giving you what your karma dictates that you deserve. So understand that things will come to you. Yes, they will stay with you, but you may have to wait a while or work hard for it. We have Jupiter and Moon in Aquarius, another Saturn rule sign, but Jupiter is conjunct Moon. They are fairly sitting one on top of the other. Moon is 4 Aquarius and Jupiter is 3 Aquarius. So that they are both in the Nishta, where it's the symphony of your life, the symphony that brings music to your soul. What is it? Is it material things? Is it spiritual things? You have to understand yourself, because it's going to be some struggles for this period. Ketu and Rahu are always opposite each other, but some people, they will say that shortly they'll be going into Kal Sarpa Yoga, and that brings with it some struggles, some delays, some obstacles. So you may be fighting, but fighting with yourself. Try not to fight with others. we have Mercury in Sagittarius. So that maybe your speech will be more spiritually inclined, more based on what God has given you and what you want rather than what you need. So that think about it, understand what is happening to you for this period, and listen to yourself. Listen to yourself, fight for yourself, understand that your secrets are yours to hold or share. Because we have the ascendant here in Scorpio at 20 degrees Scorpio, and that is in Jyeshta Nakshatra. And Jyeshta is all about being guided by those voices that are inner voices, the elders in the society, in the community, the chiefs among you. Sun is there. Sun is at 24 Scorpio, so that the ascendant is very close to being illuminated or given no say, because Sun is our ego, our need for authority, our leadership qualities. So that the ascendant is just 4 degrees off, and while the ascendant may not in Vedic astrology be combust or termed as combust, the sun's heat can either blind you or give you sight. So which is it for you? Ketu is also sitting there, and Ketu is at 8 degrees Scorpio. So it's a bit far, it's a bit, distant, it's not totally conjunct, but Ketu is there, and Ketu will be there until 2022. So understand that Ketu is isolation, Ketu is moksha, Ketu is secrets. Ketu is been there, done that, as I've always said and will continue to say. So this week and this period is going to be some obstacles. Sun is your Atma Karaka. You want to be in charge, you want to do things, you want to lead, you want things to happen. But Rahu is starting off as your Amatya Karaka. And remember, Rahu is the great deceiver, the illusionist. So you may feel you have certain things in progress, you may feel that you have reached certain milestones, but it may very well be an illusion. There may be secrets or some things behind the doors that are still not revealed to you that you will have to look out for. So be careful this period, mind your manners, seek beauty within rather than without. Okay, we come to my favorite part of this. As usual, the selection of the Taru spread and the spread that I'm going to utilize for the period December 9th to the 22nd. And this is a period of joy for many Christian brothers and sisters in the Christmas season, so that we also have to look at that and what it means for others, because we all live in one community, we all live in one world. So let's see the first card that we are going to pick for this period, and that first card is the 8th house. Wow, the 8th house is all about transformation, it's all about change, it's all about in-laws, it's all about assets not worked for or earned, lotteries, that sort of thing. So are we going to be lucky? Maybe, maybe not. And the element that we have here is fire. Fire, passion, aggression, action. So are we going to be very aggressive? We'll have to look at our chart, we'll have to look at our kundali to see what is happening. Let's see what the planet is. Probably it will guide us into how we are going to achieve transformation and change in the 8th house, how we are going to use that passion and that action. Certainly not to reshuffle cards, but that's just my karma. So we cut it again, we deal with it, and let us see what is the planet or graha that is upcoming for December 9th to the 21st. And that planet we have is Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of relationships, the planet of networks, the planet of friends. So is it that we need a friend to help us channel that passion and aggression? Is it that we need a relationship or a partnership to move forward with our transformation and change? Let us see the deity who will guide us or give us the energies that will help us for this period of December 9th to December 21st. And we always cut our cards with our left hand. That's how I learned it, and that's how I appreciate it has to be done. And the deity for this period is Durga Devi. Wow, Durga Devi, the protector, the lady of all powers, the Shakti of Lord Shiva. So, wow, we have some power behind us this week. We have some great energies behind us. And let us see what the wisdom chakra is going to tell us about how we feel about this period, or what we should be doing about this period, or how we should act and think, because Mercury has come into play for this period. So let us shuffle, let us give it a good deal and see what comes up in our wisdom chakra for this period, December 9th to the 21st. And that card for the wisdom chakra is bittersweet. Bittersweet. Bittersweet aligned with the Vishuddha chakra, or the throat chakra. And how appropriate, because Mercury is about speech. Mercury is about communication. Mercury is about how we say and what we say and to whom we say. And we might feel bittersweet in our communication. We might have to say goodbye to certain things or hello to others. And Mercury and the 8th house and bittersweet, it's all about that change, that transformation. So, wow, they're all aligning this week. So let us see what the cards are going to tell us. And I seem to have butterfingers this week. It's too many cards, so I'm taking it not as a message, but as just my butterfingers that we have to deal and shuffle appropriately. So I'm going to use the Celtic cross this week. It just tells me that, that's what I'm comfortable with for this week. And if you see a different background in my videos this week, is because I had to change location a little bit, so that things have been changing slowly for me also. So you're not in this alone. We are all versed in transformation. So the first card for this week is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles, followed by the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. Then we have the Empress from the outside environment. The Empress. The next card following that is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. The next card that we are going to choose is the Sun. The Sun. And here we go again. The Six of Pentacles. So we have 3 pentacles so far. So there's a lot of resources for this week, or period as it were. Then we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands. And now the Fool. So new beginnings, transformation, stepping off a cliff, being brave, taking action. We have the Two of Pentacles as the penultimate card. And then the final card, we have the Lovers. The Lovers, talking about relationships, networking, communication. So is it a partnership or a relationship? We'll see. Okay, we come to the first cards of the energies for this period, December 9th to the 22nd. And we have bittersweet, Mercury, and fire. And remember, Mercury is in Sagittarius. Mercury is 0 degrees Sagittarius. So Mercury is in Gandhanta. Mercury is in that knot that we have to unravel. Because recall in previous videos, I spoke about the 3 Gandhanta points in the zodiac, where we go from water to fire or fire to water, as we say. And Scorpio is water, Sagittarius is fire. So we go from the cool to the heat. And in that way, Mercury is in 0 degrees Sagittarius and also combust, because Sun is 24 degrees Scorpio. So it's within 14 degrees. So that we are aware of a lot of things that we need to see, but now is not the time. Definitely not the time. We have the awareness of what we have to say, as the card is telling us. We have many thoughts about things to or from. We want to say anything. We want to say a lot. We have many words on the tip of our tongue to say what we want to say. But on the flip side, we need to analyze. We need to communicate. We need to let our thoughts be known through a particular medium. And probably that's the bittersweet issue that we will have this week, that we know what we want to say, but we know also that now is not the time to say it. So that we have to hold back. We have to not take that passion and that aggression to help us through, because we also have that driving force of fire behind us. We also have the driving force of passion and aggression of Mars, giving us that oomph and that energy to move forward. But it's bittersweet because we know we cannot do it. Mercury is not only combust, he is in Gandanta. We just went through bittersweet, and bittersweet is the Visuddha chakra, or the truth chakra, which gives heart to your voice and controls our ability to communicate. And when it's functioning at full capacity, it allows us to express ourselves truly and clearly. And while that may be functioning for us this week, because we have Mercury and bittersweet with the Vishuddha chakra, we also know that we cannot say what we want to say because Mercury is in Gandanta. So it is blocked not by ourselves and our personal power, but it is blocked by circumstance. So that, we will have trouble finding the words to say about what we truly want. There's going to be miscommunication if we attempt to say what we want to say. There's going to be fallout. There's going to be some kind of delay. So, let us focus our energy on expression through divine guidance. Let us have our communication center cleared and not blocked, because we don't want to have that trouble finding the right words to the right people at the right time. These are the last two energy cards that we pulled for this period. And in the 8th house, we have the life or death issue, getting and using power and using other people's resources. It is also giving us a major chance, to change, a transformation. It gives us personal power. And it is all about the material things in life, so that our focus and our energy will be on our resources, on probably others' resources, and how we can tap into that for us to have unearned wealth. Because this is what the 8th house is all about. It's a transformation. Is it our life and death of a situation or a person? And with COVID-19 right now, we don't know, because some things are just out of our hands. It's in the hands of God. It's in the hands of the universe. And the 8th house is a propros in that, in telling us that some things are not under our control. But Durga Devi is there giving us that energy, that support, that protection, because she is the goddess who destroys and has the power to destroy everything, as she has the power of the three, or the triumvirate of the Vedic astrology. So take heart, listen to yourself, understand that things have to change for things to become better, and there may be situations that we totally abhor or totally dislike, but they are things that we must deal with. We cannot hide from it. We cannot let it be under the carpet or throw it into a river. It's going to flow right back to us. So these are the energies that we are dealing with for this period. These are the three first cards of the Celtic spread, giving us what we are about, what our challenges are, and what our root issues are stemming from. So we have the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Empress. The Three of Pentacles is a card of sharing. It's a card of growth. It's a card of being true unto yourself. It's also a card of celebration, of teamwork, of understanding your resources and how to use them for the long term and not for the short term. It is a Saturn Graha card, which is all about slowly but surely, delays but success. So that the Three of Pentacles depicting you in this Celtic cross spread tells us that you need to share, you need to give growth to others. What you have is what God has given you, and you may have in abundance right now. So you need to share it, whether it's knowledge, whether it's resources, whether it's material things in your life. So share, give to others, and that might be the transformation you need, that might be the change you need. Instead of hoarding, instead of being selfish, you look to others and you look out for others. The Two of Wands is always about choices. You know, you have gained everything and you need to move on. You need to take that journey. So what is your choice? Is it to stay put and be a growth in your own backyard, or is it to take that journey, to take that ship on the waters and sail to new horizons? Is that the transformation that you are looking for? What is the transformation that you are looking for? What is the change that you are looking for? Is it stability or is it growth? And you are stable where you are right now. You have choices. You are holding a wand. You are holding the world in your palm, as we say. And the wand behind you is also upright with abundance. The leaves are growing out of that rod, so that at the end of the day, you have abundance and you have choices. Do you stay or do you go? And where do you go? Is it a new location? Is it a new home? Is it a new relationship? What is the new that you have to choose from? Or what is the new that you have to choose to go to? The choice is yours, and depending again on where your first house is, you know, whether it's an earthly house, a cardinal house, a mutable home, what is the power that is you, that is your ascendant? You know, Gemini will give you the Mercury and the mercurial changes. Cancer will give you that home-based and that motherly feeling that you want to stay among family. Sagittarius is all about the spiritual guidance, the gurus, the short travels. So what is the first house for you? What is the bhava for you that is going to tell you how to use the Two of Wands? As I always say, get your report at Vedic Astrology. The Empress is the card which causes the root of our issues. It is the reasons and the causes for our challenges and our conflicts and how we think. And this is a Venus Graha card. And it's a card where we want all the good things in life. We want all the beautiful things in life. We want the luxuries. We want the vehicles, the house, the money in the bank, the assets of our job, the recognition that we may feel we deserve from hard work. But the Empress is something out of our control. It's an external card that this card we have no control over. The things that are given to us or the things that we work for, because this is a card of the spiritual divine. It is a card that is fixed, that leads to our karma and to the karmic deeds of our past that bear fruition in the present. So that the root of our cause is that we may have worked for it, we are getting it, or we have gotten it, and now we don't want to let go. We don't want the transformation to take place. We don't want to give to others or share it with others for them to grow with us. We want to be king of all that we survey, or master of all we see upon the horizon. So at the end of the day, the Empress may not be the best place for us in terms of thinking or thoughts or communication. And this is where we are at this point in time. And this is where we may have to change for growth in our life and in others or those around us. The next three cards in the Celtic cross spread speaks about our past, our present, and our future. The best outcome that we can get from what is being dealt with us today. And let us see where this leads us. The distant past gives us the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles tells us that there were missed opportunities in our lives in the past, that we missed the opportunities because we were so concentrating on ourselves that we did not see the opportunities around us. We were cold in the wind, walking through the snow as it were, missing the opportunities of the lighted windows of the church that will give us shelter. But on the other hand, it also tells us that we depended on each other, and we depended on relationships, we depended on family, we depended on those who loved us. And this is what brought about a change in our financial resources. So that the Five of Pentacles gives us the distant past of missed opportunities, but our eyes are now open. And let us see what the present is bringing us, what the best outcome is us for in this period of December 9th to the 22nd. And the best outcome for us is the sun. The sun is giving us everything. It gives us the joy of innocence. It gives us happiness. It gives us the abundance behind us. The sunflowers are all blooming. The stable wall is behind us, keeping us controlled and in an area where we are safe and secured. The sun is shining on us. There's laughter in the air, so that our best outcome is the sun. Our best outcome is everything that we want, that we need, that we have worked for. And with the sun, we can illuminate those around us also. So that is the best outcome for us in this period. Immediate future portends balance. The scales are in our hands perfectly balanced, because while we have, we are also giving. We are also sharing. We are thinking about others. We are not being selfish. God has given us an abundance. God has given us more than we require. And in these times, people are in need and we need to share. We need to be generous. We need to give from our hearts and our souls. We need to give what we have, because we have enough. We have more than we want. We have more than we need. And that balance comes from sharing. That balance comes from trusting that God will look after us and that God will continue to give us, because we're working hard, we are doing the right thing for the right people at the right time. The suggested approach, what we need to know, and our hopes and fears are what are depicted in the next three cards in the Celtic cross. And let us see what we need to know and what we are hopeful and fearful about in this period of December 9th to the 22nd. The Three of Wands, like the Two of Wands, gives us choices, but we are now looking out at a safe harbor. The ship is on the sea without waves. There is no turbulence, so that we are looking to take action. The graha of this card is Mars, and we have done all the work. We have abundance behind us. We have abundance in front of us. So are we going to take that step to sail the seas, to take that ship to new horizons? Are we brave enough? Is Mars giving us that passion and that aggression to move forward? What is the action that we are taking? Is it a physical action? Because remember, Mercury is in Gandanta right now, so that we cannot take action through words. We may have to take action through our physical movement, our body from the cliff into the sea, and into the sea for a safe journey, not to drown, because a ship is there to carry us to where we want to go or where we need to go. So are we physically going to move ourselves from one area to another? Because communication is not the key to our movement in this period. Communication starting off this period is in Gandanta, is combust, because Mercury is at 0 degrees Sagittarius and Sun is at 24 degrees Scorpio. So we can't speak. We don't need to speak, even though we want to speak. And probably we can speak by our actions rather than our words. And our action is to step off that cliff, because we need to take that action through the Three of Wands. The Fool, or the Zero card, gives us that support, enables that choice from the Three of Wands. Because the Fool is stepping off the cliff in all innocence. He is unaware of any dangers because he is seeing what is in front of him, not as what is below him or behind him. The dog might be wanting to warn him of certain things and taking that step off that cliff, but he is immune to that danger. He is immune to that warning. He's looking up and above. He is looking at the green in front of him, at the mountains where the snow is melting. He's looking at his sun that is shining. He's going to take that step in all innocence, that bravery, that action, that passion, that innocence in him, moving forward and growing and seeking the unknown and being brave to foray and forage into the unknown. That is what the Fool is all about. The Fool is about new beginnings, innocence, and taking that step, that physical step. The Two of Pentacles speaks about our hopes and fears, and it all comes down to resources again. Saturn is the graha of this card, and we have worked hard for what we want. We have worked hard for building the resources that we have, whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual. And now we are juggling those resources in taking that step. The log is there under our feet. The log is there that we are not seeing, that can be rolled out or rolled away from us at any given time. But we have support coming in from family, from friends, in the animal depiction of the dog bringing something in his mouth to us. We are juggling our resources, but it's not falling on the ground. We are holding on to it. Yes, it might be lost for a time in the air up there, but it will come back to us in our hands. So that don't be afraid. The hopes and fears are about our resources, our material resources, our monetary resources. But again, juggling our resources does not mean that we are losing the resources. So don't be fearful. Use the fire, the passion, the aggression of Mars in this reading to move forward, to take that step, to make that change, to transform yourself and those around you through the 8th house. The final outcome for this period of December 9th to the 22nd gives us the Lovers. And the graha of the card here is Mercury. And it's all about the angel Raphael and our spirituality and how we form partnerships. Do we form partnerships through love to become lovers? Do we form partnerships through family to be happy? Do we form partnerships through our gurus to learn and bring knowledge to ourselves and have the tree of knowledge and the tree of life at our backs? What is the partnership that we are going to form to bring this lovers into fruition? And lovers is a good relationship. It's a partnership for life. It can be in love, it can be in business, it can be in knowledge. So what is the partnership that we are going to form by our keeping our communication to ourselves, by our being silent for this period and working through actions, through passions, through physical movement, through legal documents, through knowledge of the church, knowledge of this Christmas season, knowledge of this joyous season coming to those around us, our Christian brothers and sisters. What is the lover that we are looking for in this period? Is it a sexual lover, a spiritual lover, a physical lover? What are our needs that we want met that we can get through Mercury by being silent and by understanding we are in a knot right now in the Gandhanta point, that we need to unravel that knot, and we need to unravel that knot by us not saying too many things. While we may have the words, we do not have the mechanism to put that through because our Vishuddha chakra, our throat chakra, is not fully capable of giving us that communication this period. So lovers is the outcome of all of this for us. Lovers is the outcome in our partnership, and we need to choose through the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. What is the ship we are going to take? What is the sailing that we are going to do? What is the choice that we are going to make of home and hearth, or of a new life, of an immigration, of some new horizon that we need to breach? So the choice is there for us. The communication is understood to be silent this week because Gandanta has started with us. But the final outcome is the Lovers. Is us having the tree of knowledge and the tree of life at our backs. And we come to the transit of the Graha ending on December 22nd, and we see that Mercury is definitely combust because Sun has moved across to Sagittarius. The ascendant has moved across to Sagittarius too and is in Gandanta. So you may feel that you can't do anything, or you are not capable of finishing projects or promises made. You know, Sun is at 7 degrees Sagittarius. Mercury is at 20 degrees Sagittarius. So it's within that 14 degrees for the Gandanta, not the Gandanta, sorry, for the combustion. And Mercury is your Amatya Karaka at the end of this period, meaning that Mercury is the way in which you have your soul desires. But your soul desires at the end of this period, the Atma Karaka is in Taurus, Rahu, and Rahu is the great deceiver. So what your soul desires this period at the end may not be really what you need. It may be what you want, but it may not be what you need. Because remember, Rahu is the head of the dragon without a body. So he can think, he can strategize, he can have so many illusions, but he cannot execute because he doesn't have the body to execute. So that he's in Taurus there, the original Bhava, two of our resources and our banking and our money. So that is what we are thinking about. That's what we want to strategize about. But we don't have the strategies to execute. We have the strategies to think about it, to come up with it. But we'll have to wait on a proper time in which we can execute those strategies. And now is not the time. So that Mercury is still combust. Mercury is also your Amatya Karaka, and it needs to not work as it should, or it is not working as it should for this period, beginning and end. So keep your words to yourself, although you have many words. Focus for the period, because Mars is in Scorpio with Ketu. Mars is fighting against the spirituality and the guidance of the gods and Jyeshta, the elders. So let us see how we can temper our actions through our spiritual leanings. And remember, the Lovers is the outcome. The Lovers is that angel Raphael behind us. The outcome is our spiritual guidance leading us and guiding us. Jupiter, the Guru, is in the Nishta. He's giving us the music to move along. He's giving us the symphony in life to move along. And it's not to say, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, a saying in the world that we use today. No, it is saying, hello, how are you? Thank you, please, can I? Those are the words that we may have to use rather than others that we may wish to have in our mouths and our throats for this period. So that listen to the cards, listen to the grahas, align the cards with the grahas, get your report from zealamastrology.com and understand what you have to do and why you have to do it to move on, to take that ship to new horizons, to make that change, to give the 8th house its due for transformation, to get that unearned wealth, to understand how you might be lucky or may not be lucky in the 9th house of Sagittarius, because Mercury is there, combust with Sun at the end of the period. And Sagittarius is the 9th house of the natural Kala Purush of luck and gifts. So that be careful of what you give, how you give it, and what you receive. And this is the voice that is coming through the words given to me by Bhagwan for the period the 9th of December to the 22nd of December. I always give thanks to Bhagwan. His blessings have taken me this far to give you words that have come through me, through him giving me knowledge and him pointing me in the research and the direction of where I should be and what I should do and what I should say to you. I thank you for joining me. I thank you for listening. I hope that you have learned something, and I will see you next time. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. Goodbye.